welcome to Backseat Drivers 26, the Daniel Kvyat edition. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Evening all.
I feel like we need to have that intro a bit longer, maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Just to give us plenty of time to warm into it.
Yeah.
Preparation time.
Yeah.
What, 30 seconds not enough?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like, Rob, you're the kind of person that does their homework like the night before.
Yes.
Yep.
The night before or the morning of?
I haven't done it at all.
You do it, if you had to hand it in at midnight, you always did it at 10 o'clock because you're under that pressure and you knew you had to do better work.
Oh, you do it the next morning and go, oh, I thought you meant 12 o'clock during the day.
I actually hand rushed in a programming assignment with 6 minutes to spare and still got a high distinction. I feel like the fear really pushed me to, to hand it in.
I did a course a few years ago, and I always said, not gonna be like everyone else. I'm gonna make sure it's all done in time. First one I had done like a week before, and then after that it was always just rushing at midnight trying to get things done.
Yeah, if it was handed in at midnight, it started at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So
motorsport.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about motorsport. So Dave, where do you want to start? Is it the super musical chairs of people getting seats?
We can start there.
With
so the latest, I suppose, is Gasly to Alpine.
Yep.
Colton Herta to AlphaTauri.
Colton still. It sounds like the Gasly ones, everyone's sort of in agreement to move around and play musical chairs. But the Colton one seems to be that he's a bit short on the you must be this tall to ride, and he's coming up short.
The Max Verstappen rule.
Yes, Max Verstappen has ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, so because Max Verstappen came into Formula One, we changed the rules.
Yes, we did.
Except Max Verstappen's done very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people who have passed this test to get into Formula One since then, Lance Stroll, Sirotkin, what's his name?
Latifi,
and Mazepin.
Yeah. Schumacher.
Schumacher hasn't been a total fuck up. But yeah,
that well.
Yeah, but the rule was brought in because Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
and now we're at the point now. His age and experience. There's some people, he's not experienced enough for Formula One, but whinge.
Needs to be doing it right now.
Okay, we'll make these rules, and then what was that? 2015. So 8 years down the track. And it means Colton Herta can't get a drive.
Yeah.
Because he's not good enough.
Yeah, a lot of them are saying that the F1 points are not scaled less because it's not a FIA event and you get less.
Yeah,
less
IndyCar,
points. Yeah, and if you got the same, if it was on level pegging as, say, Formula 2 or Formula thing, he'd be in.
Well, so you go the last 3 years of points. I actually did a bit of maths on this one. Believe it or not. So this year, he's currently 8th in the championship. He can't do any better than that, but he could do worse. So he gets 3 points for this year. Last year, he was 5th, which gives him 8 points. And 2020, he was 3rd, which gives him 20 points. So that's only 32 points. Had he had those results in F2, he would be, currently he's 6th for this year, 20 points for last year, 40 points for the 3rd position in 2020. So he'd have 66 points if IndyCar had the same.
He'd be in under one season because it basically in F2, if you finish on the podium, you're in.
Yeah.
Good evening, Rick Starr. If they had the same as F2, he'd be in.
A lot of them are saying they need to level it up now because there's no reason why Indy and F2 shouldn't be two separate point systems.
Well, I'd argue at the moment the IndyCar Championship was probably harder to win than the F2 Championship.
Oh, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it more points. That would make it sound like
no. But
less,
yeah. But if you look at the guys, essentially in IndyCar who don't have a super license compared to the guys in F2 who would qualify for one.
Yeah.
Callum Islet has a super license.
And essentially he hasn't done better than Colton Herter in IndyCar this year.
No. But he actually came out saying that IndyCar is way harder than F2 is.
Yeah. Well, where did he finish? What was he, second or something last year?
Yeah, I think so.
In F2.
Was it last year or the year before?
I think it was last year.
I can't remember. Fact checkers.
I can do it, but I get distracted.
So, Dave, are they going to give him special, dispensation and just let him in?
Oh, I think logic, yeah. So the last one that got dispensation was Robert Kubica. And as far as I know, he's the only one who's had dispensation since this rule's come in.
Because they said they can count his 2018. They might count his 2018 things, even though there weren't enough. No,
well, the problem, so was it 2018 in Indy Lights. The problem was that they didn't count that because there wasn't not enough cars in the championship.
Yeah, so he missed out on his points.
Yeah.
I came second in 2020.
Who came second?
Callum
So he didn't run in. So he set out 2021.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look it up now.
Did he do a couple of races in IndyCar last year? Or was this his full first year?
Yeah, he did a couple at the end, for when Junkos did those couple of races, I think. Yeah, that's right.
He was only 14 points behind Schumacher as well, and one in front of Sonoda.
So, he ran for the championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
So when are they working out then? When do they need all these seats sorted by? Because they're obviously going to have to work out the super license before the seat.
They will essentially March next year.
They
got plenty of time, but something like this.
Alpine will put all their eggs into getting Gasly, and then when he doesn't come along, they'll announce that they've got Doohan as their driver. And then Doohan will do a post saying that he's not driving for him next year.
It's funny. I was listening to something today, and they were saying basically, wouldn't it be funny if Williams signed Doohan, and then they don't get a exemption for Herter, so AlphaTauri keeps Gasly, and then once again, Alpine are left holding the bag like, well, Hülkenberg.
I feel like Alpine's strategy is like Ferrari's on the day strategy. They both just...
they've really fucking dropped the ball.
I feel like they not really know what they're doing.
No. Well, what you do is you have like a bit of paper where it outlines bits and pieces, and you sign that, and then you go, oh, fuck, we haven't got a contract. So you just write official contract at the top, and it's all
on
good.
Like a napkin or like a...
Whatever, just a scrap bit of paper or something. Just, official contract, it's all fine. Legally binding, no questions asked. We are going to take this to court and beat McLaren.
They didn't hit up Vistaprint to get a stamp made. Official.
little stamp.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Where's Ricciardo going to end up though? Because he seems to not have.
He's going to be a test driver for Mercedes. He's going to
when you can't go testing.
Yeah.
He'll
be testing all cars. Ones he can still drive.
What seats are available now? If these are all getting filled up by
Williams
and Haas.
And I don't know if Haas would Haas might take him.
So Dave, if you had a choice of Williams or Haas, which one would you be taking?
Ganassi number 10 seat. If I was in that position, I'd just be going, oh, fuck this, I'll go and be competitive in IndyCar.
Yeah. What was if he
So
goes?
you reckon he shouldn't take Williams or?
Well, what's the end goal from it?
Yep.
I think he just wants to be in. I think he just really likes F1.
As I've said for a long time, I'd be knocking down the door at AlphaTauri if I was any of these guys, because realistically, that's the only.
That's the only one banking on.
Yeah, unless you're banking on Hamilton retiring.
Yeah.
He's probably got another year or two left in him, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, I think it really probably depends on what happens performance-wise next year. If he comes out and wins his 8th next year, I imagine he would just walk away. I get the impression that he will try and chase it.
You reckon he'll just keep chasing it, or
Yeah. If he doesn't get it, I think he'll hang around a few more years and try and chase it.
Could Dan go to Indy for a year and then come back?
Well, that's a possibility as well. I think if he doesn't have a seat next year, he's probably
if he goes to IndyCar and drive over there, will all these fans get on Twitter whinging that Delara haven't made him a good enough car?
Maybe.
How hard is it to move from F1 to Indy anyway? Because a few people have done it, haven't they?
Grosjean did it.
Yeah, Rossi did it.
Rossi doesn't super count. Yeah, no, Ericsson's
got a chance of winning the championship. Slim one, but he's got one.
Yeah, that was not an impressive drive at Portland.
No. I think it was just a bad his first stint, he went out on hards and tried to go long and just kind of ruined his whole race, I think.
Yeah, they probably stuck with that a bit too long.
Yeah.
But
isn't technically Ricciardo still with McLaren at this point? So before he gets loses his F1 seat, he can just say, on my way out, can I have an Indy seat, please?
Well, they did offer, but the problem they've got at the moment is they've got 4 drivers kind of for 3 seats there anyway. Kind of. So, and arguably the Ganassi seat's the best seat in the series.
Man, if he went to IndyCar and Pato O'Ward kicked his ass each week, the Lando of IndyCar, he probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see that happening.
Yeah.
Because how long before he probably has to realise that he's not getting a F1 seat, and then just run down to Indy Town and be like, "Can I have a seat with someone?"
I think you'd have a fair idea now what options there were and where it was going.
Yeah.
So he'd probably announce a seat this year if he had one at F1.
Yeah, I'd imagine pretty soon.
Yeah.
If he did.
Well, it won't be Alpine at the moment until they've kind of settled on Gasly if they've got him.
Yep.
So
that seems to be going along a lot smoother than the old Oscar drama. From what it sounds like, they're all happy to move him around, and everyone's happy to do that.
Yeah, I kind of hope Gasly doesn't go to Alpine and they end up picking up Dillon. I reckon it'll be good to have a few Aussies in for once.
He's doing ready though.
Yeah, he's a bit too green. I think he needs another year in F2. Yeah. But he's driving much better towards the end of the season. Apart from last week getting slammed in the back and put into a wall. But his qualifying is fantastic. His racing is getting much better.
But would potentially another year in F2 though.
Yeah.
Lift him to that next level. But then once again, if he doesn't make the jump this year with Alpine and they get Gasly, then he hits a brick wall like Piastri did.
Yeah.
Where you have to go elsewhere or...
Yeah. But because F3 took a while to kind of get going. Like the first half of the season, it was crappy and then picked up the second half. It's just been the same with F2, and I reckon if he went to F3, it'd be the same. He'd be pretty useless for the first half, and get there. But,
I have many secret jobs. One of mine is causing conspiracy theories on Twitter when Yuki decides to. Also, Dave, as I don't know as much about F1, but I have seen Yuki is well known for being a man that whinges over the radio, right? This is not out of brand for him. Essentially, every couple of races, he will get on the radio and tell people something shit. So if I was the race engineer for him and he said this car's shit, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, Yuki, you're talking normal, whatever. And he's like, no, it's shit. I'm like, Yuki, I don't have time for this. My lunch menu just came through. Can I move on with something else, please?
Yeah, you would probably question it, especially when, from what the data said, the car was fine at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, he was complaining about a loose wheel. And I suppose they looked at the data on that and went, no, all wheels are torqued up. Because I'm pretty sure they have torque sensors on them anyway to make sure that
101 sensors on that car.
But I think they can tell if the wheels aren't done up properly on them.
Also, because he needed to do that because, as we know, Max only has a very small gap between him, Daylight, 4 races, and then the next person. So they obviously needed that win.
That's what's ridiculous. Say you do cheat and get caught, you get kicked out of the championship.
Yeah.
That's a fairly big risk to take for essentially you've already won the championship.
Yeah, I don't. It's not like you were 1 point in front and you're like, let's do this because it'll give us that 25-point edge, coming into the next race. This is like the sports equivalent of Dave of you're up by like 15 goals and you're like, quick, let's cheat in case we lose that massive margin we have.
Yeah, that's hard, but that's where a lot of these conspiracy stuff, people don't think logically about it. They just get on Twitter and mash their keyboard or probably their phone.
So why were they having a go at the what's her face? As we've decided, the second smartest person in F1.
I have no idea.
She's the strategist, not the.
Because they cut to her at one point. She had a smoke on her face, so obviously she was behind it all.
Well, she was probably happy because of what just happened.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the strategy's just fallen in your lap.
Yeah.
Also, out of curiosity, Dave, can she radio other teams?
No,
I didn't think so. I was just checking. Like, I don't think she got on the radio and said,
she could have rang you.
Yuki, it's me. Crashed the car. Don't tell anyone, though. If anyone asks who it is, just say wrong number and I'll go away. Thank you, Yuki.
Maybe she called.
Do you reckon she sent an email? And she said, dear race control, I need a pit stop.
I reckon Yuki was one of those old sidekick phones.
He's 100% got a Motorola Razr in his back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And he just puts it out. I don't understand how people have worked out that Yuki. Because had this been any other team, no one would have batted an eyelid, right? Like if this was Alpine.
The Bottas stopping, actually, that was probably the better one. Off memory, I think that was the better safety car for Max.
Yeah, they were saying he didn't really need it.
That restart has been my favourite moment of the year. Watching Max just drive past him and just be still behind him at the start finish line and then see later. Yeah.
But apparently he was in the wrong engine mode as well, which made it like even worse for him.
Yeah.
Who was in the wrong
So-
engine?
Hamilton.
He had his magic button on again or
I think
something.
he hit the brake magic or something, and
His excuse button.
Yeah, he's got the excuse button, and Russell's got the that was dangerous.
direct to the FIA.
Yeah,
Here's
I told
here's
you,
the
Dave.
rule book and all of these.
they do have a secret radio communication. They've got their own little chat group, Dave.
Yeah.
They've got the Red Bull
What,
WhatsApp
a special WhatsApp group, and
group. Yep.
Yeah, they actually cut to an in-car video of Yuki. You can see it on his screen. He was typing away.
Yeah.
What? Humans don't make mistakes. No. This goes all the way to the top, Bargy. I want to speak to the FIA and the whoever Max's 6 replacements are. I want emails sent out until we find out that something's obviously it's a big conspiracy against who. I mean, it's not even against Lewis, is it? It would be essentially against Ferrari.
Yeah.
what this one. Well,
Yeah.
Mercedes has more to gain at the moment than what Red Bull does.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Mercedes have the chance to get second in the constructors, which I still reckon they'll do. The way Ferrari's going.
Yeah. How many points is it now?
Oh, it's not much. And then if they do, Toto will say that the second is better than first because it makes you appreciate it more. I'm guessing that's what Toto's going to say.
Well, it's it's a harder win, and
Yeah.
Oh, they're 30 points behind. Yeah, it's a harder win, and you don't want to be winning all the time because that's boring. And people don't like it when Max win all the time because when Max wins, it's boring.
Yeah.
Also, years before that didn't count. I don't know what
it's
you're talking
not
about.
good for the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, they didn't have the best car.
They've
Their
never had
car
the
was
best
like
car.
the 4th or 5th best. It was just purely their strategy and their driver.
Dave, I heard their
Dri-
car
drivers.
had no power. all the
Don't
time.
mention that Nico Rosberg won one of the championships.
on an equal car, I believe it was.
Although, having said that, Nico Rosberg, shut the fuck up. Because it's like every question. It's like, what color's the sky today, Nico? Did you know that I beat Lewis Hamilton in the championship? We asked you about the color of the sky, Nico. Yeah, but you know how Lewis is the best driver and I beat him?
I beat him. Yeah, Dave, I know I'm going to get a warning for this, but we were watching the tennis, and the guy, every time they asked him a question, he goes, yeah, I used to play Pete Sampras. Remember Pete Sampras? He used to beat me. Anyway, what did I have for breakfast? I can't remember. Anyway, Pete Sampras, really good. I think that's his meal ticket that he will dine on forever. Remember that time
it's-
with Lewis?
Yeah. And it's just like every time mentioning Lewis, it's like, oh my God, Lewis is so good. And it's like, you are only saying that because you beat him.
Also, that being said, Dave, if I beat Lewis Hamilton, I'd mention it every 5 seconds.
Oh, I would tell everybody, but yeah.
I'd have a T-shirt. I would have a T-shirt that said, "I beat Lewis Hamilton." Ask me how.
The difference is he's supposed to be a professional pundit on Sky Sports.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't be.
We are idiots on a YouTube channel.
They cut to him at one point. He was saying that he was rooting for Lewis to win. I'm like, you're not taking an objective view of this. You just all you care about is Mercedes and Hamilton. Half the time it sounds like he's talking about Hamilton because he wants to be friends with him again. He's like, oh, he's such a good driver. I want to be my friend again.
You reckon he's
Yeah.
desperate? He messages him and goes, "Hey Lewis, if you're not doing anything this afternoon, you want to
New
wanna
phone,
hang
who
out?
dis?
Hey."
On my boat.
He gets out his little Motorola Razr.
You want to come hang out in my new electric car?
I don't know if anyone was talking about other sports. Don't know what you're talking about. But I beat Lewis Hamilton. I was equal car.
He didn't know we were racing, but yeah.
Yeah.
And he was on the other side of the world.
I also beat that guy off at the lights. Just took off in my car. He didn't know that we were drag racing at the lights, but I totally won.
So I think we've covered off everything for this week.
I think we're pretty much good to go. Oh, that's what I was going to ask, Dave. Have you heard the rumor that Red Bull are looking to sell what's
Alpha.
it called? Alpha.
Toro Rossi. Toro Rosso.
So,
Well, and also gives a chance for Mr. Andretti to.
Well, yeah, someone put in the show notes, so it wasn't me. Andretti to buy his way in.
Hmm.
I'd heard that it was Porsche's way in. Apparently, the Porsche Red Bull deal is a bit.
The Porsche Red Bull deal's falling through.
Yeah,
And Red Bull are looking to offload, and then it's a way of there'll be a spare team up for auction, I guess.
yeah.
I can't see Red Bull getting out of the sport.
No. They keep Red
No.
Bull, but they'll get rid of their.
They're back out of AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
But I think also AlphaTauri now is not the finishing school for their young drivers that it once was.
No. It's just the Gasly team.
Yeah, well, that's basically all it's been. And then it's like, realistically, Sonoda's not going to get a seat anywhere else.
No. Neither of them are going to replace Perez when they realise he's not that great.
Yeah. And that's why I still, everyone should be knocking on Toro Rosso's door to get that.
I'd like them. I like to see them get Colton in there and get someone else as well. Get Jack doing
More Australians, more Australian races.
But he left. Jack Doohan left Red Bull to go with Alpine.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was like, why would you? You've got no future at Alpine.
No.
Which you could, like even Piastri fought to get out of it.
Yeah.
So, Jensen won with Braun, but that was with Rubens Barrichello as his teammate.
Yeah.
He was then at McLaren with Hamilton for the next few years. And I think over the 3 years they were together, he did score more points over the journey. But I think it was 2-1 in actual championship positions. I think Hamilton scored higher in 2 seasons, but 1 year Button was a long way ahead.
And Jensen's just such a nice dude compared to, well, Hamilton's probably not a bad guy, but I'd rather hang out with Jensen Button.
Jensen Button does seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to mention it a lot.
Hearing his stories of after win a race or after any race, he would jump on a plane, go to St. Moritz, and spend the whole time partying until he had to fly to the next race.
Sounds like the 70s F1 drivers.
Yeah.
Also, Dave, my other note was Mark Webber came out saying that Alpine only paid for 20% of Oscar's 20% of his development, and then they showed like an itemized bill.
Oh, really?
I think someone tried to work out the itemized bill.
Okay.
Grain of salt type thing, but basically it sounds like Webber's. It sounds like Mark Webber's been a busy boy. He's apologising to Dan. He's having a go at Alpine and testing out the new Porsche GT3. I think
it's a tough life being Mr. Webber.
Yeah.
It's hard work being Mr. Porsche's show pony, showing off cars and doing deals. Still in the F1, kicking out Australians and getting more Australians in. He's like a secret agent smuggler for the F1.
If only he was Dan Ricciardo's agent, he could have got a double payday out of that deal.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he could speak to Alonso and just say, who do you know's got a spare seat? I need a spare seat for my mate.
Maybe Dan could have done a deal to get them both in the Toro Rosso.
Oh, Team Mark Webber.
Well,
Team Mark Webber, yeah.
As I keep saying, that's because all you have to do is beat your teammate there, and you get to take Perez's seat.
Yeah.
Who's
not going to be his teammate ever.
Where did Perez end up in the Grand Prix?
Fourth, fifth?
Was it that high up?
No, maybe not. I don't know. He's just a big mate.
He came fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the point of having a Perez?
Well, this shows you how good Max, either how good Max is or how bad Perez is.
Well,
18 seconds behind to the restart, 20 laps from the end. So it was nearly a second and a lap slower at the end of the race.
It was massive, the gap over the weekend. Like that, and considering he was granted, he should have won Spa, considering he started at the front and Max started at the back.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But if their car is supposed to be so good, why is he not second? Like
exactly.
Like why is the Mercedes even close to second?
Every fucking week, we used to have to listen to how bad Mark Webber was. Yeah. Because he was getting beaten by Seb every weekend, basically.
Yeah.
And yet, Perez is fucking fine.
Yeah. I can't, because he's got another 2 years on his contract.
Perez.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, they did sign him for a 2-year.
Yeah.
As if Red Bull gives a shit about that.
Yeah. Like
if they had a likely replacement at Toro Rosso, gone.
But I think that's why they want Colton. If Colton can do it, they'll have
that's why as well. Like in Colton's position, you're like, well, why would you realistically? You could, be at the top of IndyCar for the rest of your career, kind of thing, earning good money, having a good life, kind of thing.
He'll be paid less at Toro Rosso than he is at the moment.
Yeah, he probably will be taking a pay cut for it. But the thing is, all you have to do is beat Yuki Tsunoda next year, and you've probably got a Red Bull drive. So, yeah.
But you look at IndyCar, you look at like Scott Dixon, who's been there 20 years, won 6 championships.
Yes.
And no one in New Zealand probably knows of him. No one
in Australia knows. Yeah. In general, no one knows. Yeah, Scott Dixon or Will Power.
Yeah, like if Will Power wins next week and champion again, the only people in Australia who will care are people who care about IndyCar.
Yeah.
One will be a blip in the newspaper.
No, hey, Dave, just out of curiosity, what's a top IndyCar earner?
You probably most of them, the top ones, you're probably talking million-ish.
Yeah.
So if I was the number one Indy driver and I've moved to F1, obviously I'm getting like a rookie F1 salary.
So I'd imagine Colton's probably on something like $1 million at Andretti. And he'll probably, you'd be talking 400,000 or 500,000 as a Toro Rosso driver.
No, Yuki would be on $1 million. I'm pretty sure the base pay for any F1 driver who's coming in is $1 million.
I'm pretty sure the Toro Rosso guys are.
Dan Wilden. Dan Wilden got over $1 million bucks.
The pay is a bit different at the moment.
Yeah, Yuki's on 750.
Is he?
There you go.
Yeah, and your mate Gadifi is on 1 million.
Yeah, of course.
And it says
He's
here
on 1 million.
Dan Ricciardo's on 15 million. It's got a little asterisk next to it called redundancy pay. I don't know what that's all about.
Not for much longer.
He got a redundancy payout.
I've got to find something here about how much does Scott Dixon get paid? He's going to be getting a few dollars.
Scott Dixon's will be high.
Yeah.
I think his is like 2.5 or something like that.
But is that base salary and bonuses or just?
I think his is a high base.
Going by this site, reckons he has an annual salary of $12 million.
There is no chance Scott Dixon's getting paid $12 million.
12 million. That's Dan Ricciardo.
He could pay for the budget for 2 other IndyCars for the year on that.
It's estimated to be $12 million. I don't know how reliable any of this stuff.
Yeah. I think you find Dixon's probably the highest on something around 2.5, and then the Newgard and Power are probably around 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah,
And then you'd have Rossi, Herder, and that around $1 million, and then it'd drop off substantially.
It seems very close how much they get paid.
Seems very what?
10 million.
Like closed up, like no one talks about it at all.
No, IndyCar's kept very, and I think because of the figures are a lot lower than some of the other sports.
Well, Rob, I can let you know that I'm not paid $10 million a year to drive my car.
No,
No.
I'm paid pretty well to drive my car.
I mean, I don't think work even pays me to drive the car. They provide me the money so I can keep driving the car.
Work would like me to drive my car more.
So
Yeah, what was the Indy 500? It's about $1 million prize money, isn't it?
Yeah. I read through IndyStar.com. Supposedly, Scott Dixon's up with like about 6 drivers who make the top amount of money. There's about 8 to 10 in the middle at about $1 million. Yeah, but
So but the thing is, Dave, if you move into F1, even as a rookie, and you survive your first year or two, and then get your second contract, because what do? They give you a 1-year contract or a 2-year contract when you move in?
Depends on the driver and that.
yeah.
So
Oscar,
say Piastri's that with McLaren, I think that's a 2+.
Yeah.
So once if he survives the 2 years, he will.
Yeah,
he will
then yeah. And usually find, you probably won't start earning properly until, year 3, 4, 5. So if you can get over that initial, you do your Toro Rosso apprenticeship at your $500,000 or whatever, and then you go and sign with the big bulls at, maybe 5 million or something like that, and then you win a few championships, and they sign you on like $50 million a year.
Yeah. We just do the Dan Ricciardo, and as I said, win one race, get signed for a big team, win Monza, and give McLaren their only win in 150 years.
And just check out the rest of the time.
Yep.
Almost 12 months since their last win.
When was the last time
prior to that?
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton 2012 or something.
Oh, so it had been a while.
Yeah.
They're on their way back. I'll get there.
Yeah, it's definitely stalled though.
Yeah.
It's as much as like Dan has not performed this year, McLaren hasn't performed to probably what anyone was expecting.
Yeah, I was saying last week, Dave, it's not like McLaren can come along and say, well, at least Norris is getting podiums every week. Why can't you? He's not doing. He's doing a lot better, but he's not doing like max good where it's I'm winning every I'm essentially winning every race. Norris is still getting more points, but he's not getting
no. And that's like there is, considering last year they were essentially challenging Ferrari. They were in a bit of no man's land, but you thought that they would have been challenging for that third best team. Whereas this year, you're like, are they even the 5th best team?
Oh, yeah, Dan is miles off, but I still think
it's not like McLaren is performing. And you'd probably better off not paying someone like Dan if you're performing like that anyway.
Yeah, so basically McLaren, if they did well, they could have been, 4th? If Dan did well.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Constructors' Championship,
they're 24 points behind Alpine.
Yeah, and then if you look, what Dan's got about 30 points and Lando's got 70. So if you said both of them were performing similarly and had about 70 points each, they'd be at 140.
Yeah, So basically, they're not going to get third. Like they're not on the podium. There's they're way behind.
Lando has 82 points and Dan has 19.
Yeah. So even if they did the same and had 160,
even Checo's closer to Verstappen.
Well, Latifi finished closer to Albon than Lando finished. Dan finished to Lando in the last race.
But Latifi's got 0 points.
Yeah.
Albon's only got 4, but
Dan's
0.
got 19, and he's in a top 14, top 5 team.
But if I times Dan's by 4, that's so he's a quarter as good.
Yeah.
If I times Latifi's by 4, he's still on no points.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Dave, do it again.
So,
4 times 0
is still 0.
Okay, cool. Just checking, just double checking.
So Latifi's still worse than Dan.
He's worse, but not far.
I did the maths check out.
How many places in front of Latifi did Dan finish last race? In Zandvoort.
I don't know, 1.
Yeah. Next one up the road.
What is the difference in prize money, Dave, between third and fourth?
It wouldn't be tens of millions. It's a lot closer now, I think. But yeah, it could possibly be like 10 million.
So Dan's costing them like a $10 million plus the $15 million he's had to be paid out.
Well, this year he's probably getting paid more than that. Because he's actually getting paid less to do nothing next year.
So have we found out how much he's getting paid to sit at home?
Well, I've heard, many different figures. From like 10 to 25 million. Whatever it is, it's not a bad paycheck to not do anything.
Like essentially you can work on.
If my boss is watching and he wants to pay me $10 million to not come to work, more than happy.
Yeah.
Rob, rebuttal?
No.
The fleet? I think we worked it out last week.
Rob's got awfully quiet.
French GP.
This year's French GP? Because I believe that he came second last. Because he beat the
There was Magnussen, Leclerc, and Tsunoda fighting.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to talk about Ferrari's pit stop strategy?
No.
I think we can just copy and paste from last week and the week
It
before
seems
that.
like flogging a dead horse, but they found a new way to fuck it up.
They did. They really did.
They
Don't
seem
bother
to talk
with, How many tyres do you need? 3 B.
Wait, Dave, wait. Let me just work it out. Okay, so there's the one at the front, and there's 2 at the front.
Yeah.
And then there's how many at the back?
One.
3. It's 3. There's 3 tires, Dave.
3 in the rear.
3 in the rear, 1 in the front. No,
I don't think that's right.
Dave, it's those bikes we saw at Bathurst. It's 2 at the front, 1 at the back.
Tricycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't stress.
Maybe there's a problem between the Spanish and the Italian languages, so they can't work it out. It's like, give me 3 guys. They're like, 4? 3. Question? 3.
How many tires has the car? Question?
Don't they do this in NASCAR? They won't change all the wheels. They won't change all the tires because they're limited on how many they've got. So they're like, only 3 worn out. We'll just put the 3.
I think with NASCAR they do it because they've only got the one jack or whatever, so they can do it faster.
Yeah.
Ah,
Maybe Ferrari would have been watching a lot of NASCAR going, we do this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just, aren't they rear-wheel drive? So wouldn't you just replace the back two and then be like, the front two will last you another 30, 40 kilometers, come back, we'll do a rotation.
It depends on like with Formula One, obviously, because you've got kind of unlimited tyres and enough people there.
I reckon they should let them, because at the moment they have to run all 4 softs or all 4 hards. So I reckon they should let them run whatever mixed compound they want. So
that's what I've been saying for ages. Hard at the front, soft at the back.
Yeah.
Like a mullet.
Soft at the front, hard at the back, or if it's like a lot of right-hand corners, you change one hard on one side, soft on the other side of the car.
Business up front, Rob, party at the back.
Yeah. Trying to go for it at the moment.
And I think it would mix it up a bit.
Well, all sorts of interesting fashion hour with Rob.
This week, Rob tries on a hat.
So, predictions for this weekend?
Oh yeah, we need predictions. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to risk it. I think Max is going to do well. And then I just need to pick 2 other random names from a hat, I guess.
So we got the Monza. We got the Monza, which is like 3 straights and a chicane and a.
Yeah,
it's a pretty boring track, Dave.
McLaren is an amazing. Don't you dare! That's like, where's the timeout button? That's for questioning Monza.
Yeah, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put. Oh, I moved. I'm gonna put Albon as a top 8 finish, at least.
Okay.
Just as a.
Where would you put Latifi then?
Top
his
24?
Teammate, who's just about as good.
Top 24.
Okay.
Yep.
Rob, Latifi's $18 to get a top 10 finish.
Is that all? That's almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteeing him a place.
That's a waste of money.
Oh.
Yeah, Rob, that means that he's going to finish in the top 10, something he's never done in his life this year.
No, he did, yeah.
In his life this year. I'm going to go. Mercedes aren't going to be anywhere close this race.
No.
It's going to be Max, Leclerc, and Sainz.
Yeah.
Right. Top 3, and Albon in the top 8. Because their car is fast in the straights.
Well, as we got to hear, like every lap at Spa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a repeat of that. It's just, and the cars can follow now too. Remember, because heard every race.
Yeah, that's
Lewis, the second.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you're probably going to find Checo will be back again this race. And then pick whichever Ferrari doesn't fuck up for third.
Oh, actually, this is Monza, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
The 1-2 for Ferrari to be on fire. I really like when Ferrari don't do well at a home race.
No. They'll Rob, the Italians will take it quite calmly and passionately.
Yeah.
And then will there be red flares at Monza?
No.
Flares aren't they're a bit more civilized until after the race.
Yeah, then they'll just go 10 cars.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of that man throwing the flare on the pitch and everyone just recorded him and calling him a dickhead?
I didn't actually see that.
It was beautiful footage. He literally throws it, and he kind of, I think he was expecting a different response from the crowd. He's thrown it onto the pitch and then done that smile look like, look at me, guys. They're like, get off, dickhead. He's like, oh.
I've done something bad.
I wanted to be cool. Why won't anyone like me? Also, how much does a flare cost anyway?
I'm not a soccer fan, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a long. Yeah,
I don't-
we've had them like when Dad had his boat years ago. We had some, but I can't remember. I think it was like $80 for a bag of 5 or something.
Yeah, you can buy a pack of 3 flares for $130.
Okay, yeah.
What
Don't
about-
set them off inside. Whatever you do, don't
Dave,
set
I
them
can
off.
tell you that for free. As someone who's set off a smoke detector inside a minibus,
Well-
I imagine they're the same kind of.
Well, we'd set one off because we had some out of date ones that you couldn't use on the boat anymore. So we trialed one in the
wait, they had unified dates?
yeah,
Oh,
for
okay.
safety or whatever. So we trialed one in the backyard, and
As you do.
man, goes off awesome. So we took them to work to dispose of them safely.
I like where
And
this is going. I really
one of
like where
the-
this is going.
One of the guys at work was like, "What are they?" And we're like, "They're flares." What do they do? Oh,
They flare up.
They're a safety thing for when you're on the boat, blah, 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 or whatever. What do they look like? Why don't you set one off to see? And we thought he'd naturally take it outside. No, he stood in the middle of the factory. And then he's like, what do I do with it? Standing there, holding it up, scared
How long do
shitless.
they burn for?
When you're in a factory and it's just filling the whole factory with smoke, it feels like an eternity.
Did you feel like you were in an F1 race?
I was like, we are going to get in so much fucking trouble.
Is that $64 for one, or like a pack of? Because that seems like very expensive to be a dickhead at the F1.
How much do they cost over in the Netherlands, though? That's a strange.
I thought they hand them out as you walk into the circuit, but apparently not there anymore.
No, they put big signs saying, "Please do not set off the flares."
Yeah,
Pack of 4,
Well, that's not
$16 each. That's still pretty expensive.
we can do flare testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strap one to your scooter.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We race with them on.
It's like a James Bond kind of smoke screen.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules actually are, like setting them off in suburbia and stuff.
Yeah, don't know.
I know you probably shouldn't. And it's not like they're gonna. It's gonna be pretty easy to hunt you down, Dave, because you're the one that has the flare coming out of your house.
You should have seen the smoke that was in the factory.
How much?
If you haven't let one off, it's an experience.
I let off a fire extinguisher inside a minibus. Let me tell you that fills up very. Dave, you know how flares are a bit slower burning? Fire extinguishers. Literally. So what happened, Dave?
Instantaneous.
I was at the back of the bus, and my mate was there, who's now has a PhD and works for a paint company. Pretty much said, "Hey Matt, you know what that is?" And I said, "Oh yeah, it's a fire extinguisher." He goes, "Those things are sick," and I'm like, "Yeah, they are." Pulled out the pin, yanked it. I have never seen 20 school children run off a bus quicker than I did that day. Also, fun fact: when they finish, there's powder over everything. And then your parents get a call to inform you that their son has powder coated the inside of a bus. And then you have to refill the fire extinguisher. And
That's what a price to pay.
Well, back then it was a lot cheaper. I imagine. Yeah.
And they take things like that at schools a lot more serious these days.
Yeah,
Probably
when
get done for an act of terrorism or something.
Well, we had it once at our school, and 4 trucks were called, and supposedly back in the day it was $500 a truck. I didn't do that one. I learnt my lesson. Yes, the powder sticks to you. Yeah, it's stupid powder based. The things we do when we're like 10 or 11 years old. I mean, I'd never do that now, obviously, because I'm older and wiser.
Yes, so much smarter and more sensible.
Yep. There's the man who got kicked in the head.
Okay.
Are we moving
So,
on? Because there's some breaking news from 14 hours ago.
What's that?
Scotty Mack has signed a multi-year extension with Penske.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's great news.
Yeah.
According to the commentators, he's already won the championship next year.
Yeah, I reckon the next couple of years might just be Scotty Mack.
When you really think about considering, okay, like Scott Dixon didn't get point, or like Scott Dixon had a bad run at Indy as well.
Yeah.
But McLaughlin did crash at Indy,
Yeah.
so he came out of there with no points at all.
Yeah.
To actually still be in the championship hunt in his second year of open wheel racing at the high, like it's not even like he did Indy Lights and that, and this is his like Alex Palou.
Yeah.
This is his second year of open wheel racing.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, quick question. Because I just realized, what's Indy Lights? Is it just a light version of Indy, or is it?
It's like F2 essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's a low carb version. So
Yeah,
I thought it was either the light version or they race at night time and they've got little floodlights in the front of the car and you drive around.
I want to see that. Yeah, Scotty Mack cleaned up.
That was
He just dominated. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon is going to win the championship though? We're still on for Will.
Power.
Power.
I don't know if
It's
they
just
want.
the name too.
I kind of want to just know the results before I actually watch it because I reckon I'll just be agitated the whole time I watch.
I will definitely be getting up early on Monday morning and watching that live.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. I'm still sad about 2015.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm worried someone's going to take him out.
that's probably his biggest worry. Yeah.
It's the only way Dixon could really win is if Will doesn't finish the race.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And same with Scotty Mack as well, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get taken out or something.
Actually, there's an idea. Maybe I should take Monday off work.
It's an early one, this one, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's even earlier. So,
I
yeah.
also really like my sleep, so.
Sleep's for, yeah.
Sleep is for the weak, Rob.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It'll be worth it.
I guess as you get older, you get weaker as well. So, yes, it is for the weak.
No, Rob, I said sleep is for the weak. I'm very, very weak. I really, really enjoy my sleep. I mean, if I could, which I have, I've woken up at 9 o'clock to get to work at 9:01.
9 o'clock.
It's a small walk from my room to the office.
Leave request has been entered. Look at that. Dedication to watching Will Power win.
Good work.
Let's just hope he can follow through this time.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen Monday. I'm not going to wake up for the race. I'm just going to end up sleeping. And then when I wake up, I'm going to have to go walk my dog and do all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to watch it till 10 o'clock.
At night or in the morning?
In the morning.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday afternoon, Dave.
Yeah. Do you want pre-warning whether it's worth watching or not?
I don't know.
I might watch it, Rob. I've never seen a race, but I'm going to watch it, and then I'm just going to start sending stuff to you.
Just send me a message going. Just send me a message just saying everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Laguna Seca is probably not the best one to start on.
No.
Because the race probably isn't going to be much.
No.
yeah.
And if,
Generally, it's not the best race. It's a bit more of a qualifying kind of race.
yeah. If Grosjean has a run like he did last year, just hunting people off left, right, and centre as he just passed everyone.
Yeah. He was coming from a low position, though. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the only highlight of the race there last year, was him coming through. Was it last year when Rossi tried to dive down the inside of Herder at the start and spun off? And that was basically the end. Or was that the year before?
I think it was last year.
Hmm.
I can't remember. But the only part I really remember was the end, watching Grosjean just...
when he... Zanardi just... Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. What happened to VK and Jimmy? Like, VK just put him in the wall.
Yeah. So, Matt, VK's passing Jimmy Johnson, and they're coming to the end of the straight, and there's a concrete wall on the side of the track there, and he's only like just half a car past him, and he decides, I'm just going to go back on the racing line, and slams Jimmy into the wall.
I believe who said it? Like, if you're not driving the racing line, you're not really driving. So
I don't know what he did to him. Like,
no, racing line, Dave.
If it was just an absolute brain fade, or whether it was like, I'm going to put you in the wall, prick.
Jimmy just seems like the nicest guy as well. He just seems such a line dude. Just
for Matt's knowledge, this is Jimmy Johnson, who's won 7 NASCAR championships. And for his retirement, he's like, oh, fuck it, I'll just go and do IndyCar full time.
Yeah. But
he sounds like a champion.
Doesn't really care about results in that. He's just like, I want to do IndyCar.
Well, he wants to win Indy 500. That's his goal. But other than that, he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he's keen to do the road and street tracks, but he knows they're not his thing. And like most of the time, he's 2 seconds like slower than everyone else. Yeah. But on the ovals, he's been doing really well on the ovals. Well, that's where he's from. Yeah, and I'd really like to see him win an oval. I reckon it would be a pretty fantastic day.
Yeah.
He sounds like a champion, and he sounds like someone that needs to be in F1. Like, he sounds like the kind of guy that you need in F1, run by like a rich American, like an Andretti.
I wonder how many super license points NASCAR drivers get.
Yeah. Scott
do they get any?
No.
Well, Supercars Championship gets points. Is it everyone Googles it?
Oh, NASCAR 15.
There you go. That's more than Supercars, isn't it? Supercars only 12, I think.
You can't do it with Supercars.
Oh, here we go. Up until 2020, Joey Logano had 30 super license points.
There you go.
Martin Truex Jr. got 26.
Did they take Supercars off the...
They have.
Really?
Yeah. I can't see Supercars on there.
Yeah, so NASCAR get 15 points for first.
Yeah, you can't do it with the Supercars now, Dave.
Yeah, because I thought it used to be 12 for the Supercars Championship.
Ages ago, you showed me the list of super things, and it was 12 points. Yeah. It was agonizingly not enough to make the 40 points. So they sort of did it.
Scott McLaughlin can't. He's got to, do better in the IndyCar series to get his super license points.
So basically, what you're saying, Dave, if you're a Formula 4 champion for 3 years in a row, you can't make. You still have to do another one before you're allowed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea, though, so that you progress up and.
Scott Dixon and probably Will Power at the end of this year should have enough points.
I'm not sure if Power would, because his championship's been pretty ordinary. Oh, well, Power will, because he'll get 40 for winning the championship.
Yeah.
And then you'll be in.
Yeah, F1 driver. We'll have another Aussie F1 driver in.
Yeah.
Rob, this is what I said. There's going to be more Australians than Canadians next year because your mate's getting kicked out. And Papa Stroll's going to find a new son.
Yeah. His new son is Dan Ricciardo.
Yeah. I thought you were going to get a seat.
I'm gonna join I'm gonna put my resume into the Audi team. I'm gonna send them a message and just be like, I don't have a super license, but I have
skills.
But I have driven a go-kart and I did finish second last. So at least I'm not Latifi. So please give me a job.
Latifi doesn't finish last though, so
that's true.
It's a similar skill level.
I think Latifi, Rob, I still stand by it. Latifi's going to finish last this year.
Yeah, it's
in the championship, or
that's a given, Dave. That's odds on.
He's going to have a last place finish.
Well, technically, Hulkenberg's actually behind him in the championship.
So Rob, you're safe because Nico Hulkenberg has Hulkenberg.
I'm going to put a $5 bet on that Latifi will beat Ricciardo in at least one race.
Whoa. That is a big call.
That's how much I don't believe in Dan.
Okay, so Daniel Ricciardo at Monza is paying $2.35 to finish in the points.
Oh, in the points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they've got him finishing 10th, which he'll take the last of the points. And your mate Latifi, they don't have a dollar value next to it, Rob. They just have the laughing man emoji. So every time you try to put in a bet, the laughing face just appeared.
Nice.
And then it said, "Are you sure you want to gamble this? If you have a problem with gambling, here's a number to ring."
They did really bad at Spa, McLaren. So I wouldn't bank on either of them getting points this weekend.
At Monza?
Yeah.
Well, that means it's got a chance to... Oh, look at that. The new fact checker has brought the greatest fact for Rob ever in the history of Rob's...
He's going to screenshot that one.
Yeah.
That's a serious mode.
I think Rob has a new best friend.
To win, yes.
Doreen Castanello, you are Rob's new number one best friend, and when Latifi scores a point, he'll buy you a hat and send it to you. That said Latifi scored a point.
I refuse to get one of their hats.
What?
Where's Latifi?
Latifi?
Yeah, it's crappy.
Oh,
there's the reason it's crappy.
It's just like even the Albon one's crap. Like Williams just It's just
I was like, an Albon hat would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I saw it and I'm like, it's not.
Yeah.
But aren't they like $600,000 still?
Some of them on special at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
You reckon the Dan Ricciardo stuff will go on special soon?
Might already be.
They'll be full price. They've got to pay for his payout. They need every cent they can.
I was just thinking maybe I could get a cheap hat. A DR3 hat or something.
The final season.
Yeah. Oh, AliExpress sells Daniel Ricciardo merchandise.
Hello.
I think I've just found out what Matt's going to be looking at later on. Daniel Ricciardo.
It's better than what he normally looks at.
Less embarrassing if I get caught. What are you looking
if you're looking at King Latifi hats.
What are you looking at? It's porn, I promise. I'm not looking at Latifi and Dan.
Didn't you look at Latifi hats on stream a couple of weeks ago?
We did.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking enough about Latifi. Who watched the movie? Nobody.
I watched the movie. now, Rob, you've already seen it a while ago, haven't you?
No,
Oh,
no, I still haven't watched it.
okay. So basically, I'm going to spoil it for you.
What if we want to watch it?
You want to watch it? Okay, I won't mention anything.
No.
I'll remember it and I'll watch it next week again.
Yeah.
All right.
Just have a bit of time out for
Yeah,
Rob.
good thinking.
Needs a break.
Lee, the movie was called Go, and it's set in Western Australia, and it's about a go-karting championship.
It's on Netflix
Yep.
as well, so most people have access to Netflix.
It's pretty shit.
Sorry, what was that? There's a
Was it bad?
it wasn't bad, but there's a lot of like questionable weird bits in it. Like, now Lee's seen it already.
What would you give it out of 10, Lee? And would you say it's worthwhile me watching?
Oh, it's worth watching, Dave.
It is an hour and 45, I think it was.
It is.
That's
pretty
a
funny.
big investment.
What else are you doing with your time, Dave?
Watching actual motorsport.
No, not during the cop. Yeah, that's true. The cop in it is a Dave. You know cops from Australian TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that good.
Would you? Is it something you'd watch with your wife? Could you say, sitting down on a Saturday night, right, honey, we're going to watch a movie tonight?
Oh, probably don't waste a Saturday night with Dave. It's Thursday night.
I just ran
Wednesday
off.
night.
This is what I do Thursday night.
Wednesday night then.
Okay. Wednesday night, I'm normally preparing for this.
How about Sunday night? You and the wife watch it, Dave.
I've got Italian Grand Prix on Sunday night.
Monday night.
Monday night, I've got to film and edit YouTube videos.
Can we go back to Dave saying he prepares for this?
Yeah, I know.
Did you see the look on my face as I said it?
Dave, you probably prepare as much as this as a Ferrari pit stop person prepares for how many tyres he needs.
Oh, no, I definitely prepare more than what they prepare.
How many tyres have you got back there? I don't know, 5.
I suspect Ferrari, though, now are in their own heads, and they are probably preparing too much and have too much kind of thought there, and then they're too nervous to make an actual decision, which then when they finally do, it ends up being the wrong decision. Because they're not, I would imagine that, like, to be a really good strategist, you've got to go a lot with your gut, and it would be a very confidence thing.
Yeah.
Where,
I reckon,
like,
what's
when
the,
you're consistently making good calls.
Yeah, what's the Red Bull one's? What's her name again?
Hannah or something.
Hannah. She's probably just sitting there laughing, and she could almost do this kind of blindfolded. They pull in. She goes, "All right, everyone, 4 tyres, good."
But it seems to nearly be like when people are on a roll with it. And Red Bull's been very good for a long time with their strategy. That it just gets to the point where you've got those confidence to make those calls and things like that.
You reckon she's almost on autopilot because it's just like, we know what we're doing. We all know there's 4 tyres and they're going to come in and we put soft tyres on.
But you've also now got you've got the driver in Max where you know what he's going to do. You know what he's capable of. Whereas, say, even Ferrari, like, Sainz is up and down depending whether he turns up or not each weekend. And then Leclerc has his moments in races where he puts it in the wall and things like that. Where, like, Max is now on that level, like, where Hamilton is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're not making mistakes. You know that you've got to run at this pace. They'll go and do it and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ferrari's just overthinking everything now, and they're just going to be. So what you're saying, Booby, is they just need a hippie to just sit in the pits and be just like, everything's cool, man. Just bring the tires in. I spoke to a guy on the internet called Rob, and he said we're going to put hards at the back and softs on the front, And if you find that you're doing more left turns, we're going to put some more soft ones on the left, but keep the hard one on the right.
Wait till Monza. There'll be a situation where just one tire will come out.
Just,
The two from last week is already there.
Just make it. Yeah, this is the one we missed.
Yeah.
DW, you need to announce him as his proper name. It is Mr. Ginger Spice. That is his correct name. Does Ginger come to all the races, or is it just the English ones?
I think it's a bit limited.
Depends on how many concerts she's doing, I'm guessing.
She doesn't do concerts anymore.
Yeah, do they do concerts?
They did one at the Olympic Games, and then I think she's done.
Was that all of them?
I think it was.
Okay.
Even the posh one who doesn't do it anymore because couldn't sing anyway.
Beckham Spice.
Yeah. Soccer.
The one that couldn't sing.
Well, I think all the other ones had solo careers. Whereas she mysteriously didn't.
Yeah, well, she married a rich footballer. So
yeah, she did.
She didn't have to worry about.
Well, Ginger
career.
married a rich F1 principal director guy. So.
Yeah. I think, though, on the level of, Horner, Beckham.
Yeah. No. Beckham owns a soccer team, so he's...
Yeah.
It's
I think he's like Hamilton rich. Whereas as far as, paid employees at a Formula One team, Horner's probably doing pretty well.
Does Horner... Because Toto owns some of Mercedes, doesn't he?
As far as I know, Horner doesn't have any shareholding.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been a backdoor deal kind of thing done, but yeah, there's nothing official that he owns any part of it.
I imagine he's paid quite well. Now, Dave, I have one more question that I've put on the the notes. And Rob, you can answer this too, and the chat. What is the hardest single race to win?
Isle of Man, TT. What are our options?
So basically, any single race. So like Le Mans 24-hour. I don't know, Bathurst 1000.
I think
Monaco F1.
Indy.
Yeah, Indy probably, because essentially, say you go to Monaco, if you're in the best team with the best car, for quite a few years now, essentially, if you turn up in a Mercedes, you win that race. Le Mans the other year, Alonso's win, there was two cars in the race, and the team decides which one's going to win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with Indy, realistically, all 33 could potentially win it.
Yeah. Monza is just, if you qualify good, you got a good chance of winning.
Yeah.
So
and then Dakar and things like that, they would be very hard to win. But if you're in the right team at the right time, it's it is a very challenging event. But if you're
in a good team for the 24-hour, any of the 24-hour races, it's pretty much almost a formality. You just have to get through the 24 hours. Yeah,
some years it is like that. Whereas there is other years where it's a genuine, you have, 1, 2, 3 teams that could take it out. But yeah, I don't follow it as closely as I have done in the past. But yeah, I think the last few years it has been a very Toyota-centric race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I've decided Indy it is.
I'll go Indy.
I think that's Indy 500.
Yeah, Indy 500. It's just you just never know who's going to win. Last it was Ericsson who won, and thought it was going to be Pato. Oh, actually no, Scott Dixon led most of the race.
Yeah.
And then I think it looked like Pato was going to have a run, and then Ericsson took it.
Ericsson did it.
Yeah.
Marcus Ericsson.
An Australian F1 race in Sydney.
Yeah, that will be the hardest race to win because it won't happen.
Yeah.
And if you take too long, they'll lock it down and shut all the pubs, so you won't be able to go anywhere after the race anyway. I actually did see a video today, Dave, of a F1 race on the Bathurst track. They did it. Obviously, it's,
What,
you know,
in iRacing or something?
I can't remember if it was iRacing or the Corsa one they did.
Yeah. Is there F1 cars in iRacing?
I don't know. I know they're in Corsa. I think iRacing you have to add them. You have to add them in, don't you?
Hang on, what are we talking about?
Is there F1 cars in iRacing?
Yes, there is 3.
3.
Oh, there you go.
Let me just quickly log in and have a
Because
look.
I think Assetto Corso has a lot, don't they?
But the Assetto Corso, you can do a lot of mods. You can have. There's people who make lots of different cars in that. So we have there is. Here's my car list because I own them all. Silly people who buy all the content in iRacing. The new Mercedes is in there. Sorry, the 2021 Mercedes. The 2022 is coming, but it probably won't be until the end of this year. And they may scrap that.
So that's in iRacing.
Yeah.
Are they like Mercedes license things?
Yeah, so Mercedes actually work with iRacing to put it in. So it's supposedly spot on to the car. And it's an absolute hoot to drive. Like, it has so much grip. It's ridiculous.
Just not as much grip as a Red Bull.
No, never. It's got the McLaren MP430, which
one was that?
That was the worst one. I think that was like the worst car they ever made.
The Honda one? The first Honda one?
And then there's a Williams FW31, which is what year is that?
Yeah.
FW31 was.
I'm just googling the MP430 now. Oh yeah, that was.
FW31 had a Toyota motor in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was.
No podiums, no wins, no poles. Nico Rosberg and Kazuki Nakajima. That wasn't a bad looking car, that one, but when they're having their really, really good run. Yeah. The MP4-30's, I guess, quicker, but it's so twitchy to drive. It's horrible. That's the
GP2 engine one.
The MP4-30.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's GP2 engine.
Was it?
I think so.
So should I be getting this on the Xbox or something?
The 29's the 2014.
The Honda 1.6 liter twin turbocharged V6.
Yeah, so that's the MP430 is the first year of Honda.
Okay.
It's the GP2 engine. What was it? GP2 engine.
The W12 Mercedes is absolute ball to drive. They've taken it around a lot of stupid tracks. I had 30 cars racing around. What's that Japanese track where they do all the
Suzuka?
Starts with T.
Sakura or whatever.
Tsukuba. Yeah. So there's 2 tracks to Tsukuba, 2000 and the 1000. 2000 is the one that everyone knows. 1000 is this tiny little track on the side. So I took 30 of them around racing around that. It was fun. It was ridiculous. I was going to do a race on there to have in the background playing, but you can't have AI at Zandvoort at the moment. Plus, it's the old Zandvoort, so
Oh, the proper one.
Yeah.
How much better is the old Zandvoort?
I think the new one's better.
Oh, really?
It's not the old like the original layout. It's the before they redid it for F1.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Before they put the extra bank turn in and such.
Yeah.
But I will try and do a race for Monza, even though I absolutely despise the first chicane.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you've got to have something there now. I probably preferred it when it was that original double chicane thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, yeah. That's right. I'm sure there'll be some good crashes next week.
Hope not.
When's the first crash happening, Rob?
It's turn one.
12 seconds after they take off, maybe even less. 6 seconds. Hell, it's not going to take them long to get to the first corner.
Yeah, it'll be first corner.
Alonso running in the back of everyone.
No, that's Bottas's job.
True.
I'm just having a look. Oh, yes, I mean, not to get fined.
Why
again.
not both to win?
Oh, maybe I was going to try and do the whole Formula One and Indy 500.
¿Por qué no los dos? I'd have to admit, for the 500, I did go to bed early and get up for the 500 and then watch Monaco after.
Yeah, I should have done that. I'd try to watch Monaco and stay up for it, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I had a good sleep and watched it the next morning.
All right. So have we covered off everything for this week?
I think we've covered off
some of the stuff
of the week.
We missed out on Jamie Chadwick test driving for Andretti Autosport.
Yes.
Because I'd really like to see her go to IndyCar.
Yeah, well, at least she's probably going to get half a shot in IndyCar.
She might get Colton.
Well, probably not for next year. But that also raises a question, like, because who do they replace Colton with at Andretti?
Yeah, who knows?
Like, Andretti's gone from, like, last year they had Herder, Hinch, Rossi, and Hunter Ray.
Yeah.
So then next year, Grosjean's going to be the best driver?
Yeah.
Like, Kirkwood's a question mark.
Yeah.
Di Francesco, like, he was essentially getting the arse, but I think he's got a bit of a stay of execution now.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be hunting to replace Herder if this comes off.
What about any from Indy Lights coming up? There's the Linus, who's supposed to be getting with.
But also then, do you, like, really you need someone to lead Andretti?
Yeah.
I don't know if Grosjean's the right person to be leading that team.
I know of an F1 driver who's looking for a seat.
Yeah, but if I was him, I'd be trying to get the 10 Ganassi seat.
Yeah, true.
Because at least it's a competitive car.
No, that's silly. Don't give him a competitive car.
All right.
Oh. Now, if that happens, Rob, and those two crash each other out, how do we work out who came last?
Depends if someone crashes before them.
Whoever gets the furthest down the track.
Oh, it's a distance thing.
That me crashing into you, Matt?
Yeah. That's pretty much. So Boobies decided that they're finishing at the back. They're gonna qualify at the back, where they belong. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah. I mean,
what's the weather going to be like? Hang on.
Oh.
Lee's getting all serious about this.
I know. Lee's working it out.
So it's not going to rain on the weekend in Monza.
So
That's
no
good.
Seb Vettel.
Yeah, nothing interesting is going to happen. It's probably just going to be a parade.
27 degrees, Bobby said. So it's going to be
Is Fahrenheit or Celsius?
That'd be pretty cold in Fahrenheit. It's -2.
perfect.
Like
Man, that's going to be chilly.
Yeah. I don't think the Italians use freedom units.
No, I think they stick to
They use the one people understand.
Yeah.
the standardized one.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So Latifi to finish last, and Max to win, and then everyone else fights in the middle. McLaren are going to get no points.
Yuki to get a podium.
Yuki to get a podium.
Yeah.
He's crashing into Gotifi at the first corner.
No. Yuki's going to get a podium. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Oh,
Don't know which podium, but we'll find one for him.
so you mean like a little milk crate that he can stand on when they interview him at the end of the race?
Even if he's on the top step, it'll still look like he's on the bottom.
Yeah, off to the side down the stairs.
Maybe they'll let him win as the Red Bull will let him win as thanks for crashing at the end of the, and the conspiracy will live on.
Yeah.
It will just build.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right.
I think we've sorted all of this out, and we've done our predictions.
Yes.
Good night, everyone, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.